My name is Mark Grossman. I'm 66. I'm single. And I'm hooked on Tinder. That's right. I admit it. I'm hooked on Tinder. So much so that on the Jewish high holidays, I couldn't help it. That's sneak peek. I held my phone down low and swiping. I feel a tap on my shoulder. It's my rabbi, the man who blessed it. He looks at my screen, makes an angry face. When he says, "That's disgusting." Swipe left. Dating takes me to lots of restaurants, and I'm glad to see that this restaurant was this establishment here. The restaurants say men and women. Where you have to go. But I don't like going into these restaurants where it has like the symbol with the circle with the cross or the circle with the arrow. I don't remember which is which. It should be clear, because when you gotta go, you have to go. Some restaurants, like a Spanish restaurant, okay, it says caballeros and senoritas. Okay, that I could figure out. But you go to a steakhouse and it says heifers and bulls. Or you go to a country club and it says foxes and hounds. Or it's like, I have to start thinking about it. And IHOP, though, has a right to go into an IHOP. It says pancakes and sausages. Very addictive. My friends and family who have known me over the years are kind of amazed that I'm up here doing stand-up comedy, because when I was a kid, I was a stutterer. It's really true. I was a pretty bad stutterer. One of those smart kids wouldn't raise his hand. Never knew what would come out of my mouth. But I finally found something that worked. A therapy that worked. Hypnosis. Yes, hypnosis worked. The problem is, now I smoke. Went out with my girlfriend and a bunch of other friends the other day, and the subject turned to cars. And I hate when the subject turned to cars, because everyone brags. This one has an Audi, this one's a BMW, this one has a Mercedes. And my girlfriend announces, "Mark drives a Toyota Prius." It's not a joke. Mark drives a Toyota Prius. It's a vagina car. Mortified. I said, "Hey, let's leave one vagina I know I can turn on." Dating at this advanced age is not easy. But my daughters give me hope. Came home from the last presidential election. They said, "Dad, we voted for Joe Biden because we know you wanted us to vote for Joe Biden. But I gotta tell you, all our friends are voting for Bernie Sanders or Michael Bloomberg. You should know that your time has come. Old Jewish men are very hot now." Also, what gives me hope is my stepmother, who's here, Thelma, with a boyfriend of hers. She's 80-something. He's 90-something. And if you ask them how they met, they'll tell you they met online. Not like Tinder, though. They were standing online at the North Shore Jewish Center, getting coffee. Went out with this wine. We went out for a date, went for a little stroll afterwards, then went to a restaurant, then went to a nightclub, stood a long line to get in. Finally got inside. I couldn't find her. Don't know where she went. Called her up the next day. I said, "I lost you at the bar." She said, No, you lost me when you trying to pay the cover with a coupon. That's no problem with that. What did they mean? So I figured, maybe I gotta go beyond this Tinder. Gotta try some other sites. So I went on to all of them. I went on to Bumble, I went on to Hinge, I went on to Plenty of Fish, I went on to OkCupid, went on to Match, I went on to JDate, the Jewish site. I went on either to J-Swipe. There is a J-Swipe. It's like a Jewish Tinder. Honest to God. Except it gets confusing because when you swipe, the left goes to the right and the right goes to the left. A couple of Jews in the audience who got that one. Also, there are some sites for some older adults, for some seniors. And I went on to Silver Singles, which should really be called Seniors with Shingles. There's also Our Time, should be called Time's Up. So I went on to all these, I'm on all these sites, and this woman writes to me and she goes, hey, we'll say, hey, by the way, hey, I've seen you on a lot of these dating websites. You're not a serial dater, are you? I said, of course not. Maria, number 4. And Maria, number 4, turned out to be a real fit. I mean, she was not, let's say she wasn't particularly honest in her profile. And she wasn't very cooperative. She wouldn't even work with me on the truth that's wanted. I mean, come on. Who was there? And she goes, hey. I said, hey. I remember in your profile, you said you're a comedian. Well, if you're such a comedian, make me laugh. Tell me a joke. Come on, make me laugh. I said, all right, if you want a joke, I got a joke for you. And it's probably one you're very familiar with. And it goes like this. Hi, Mark. I'm sexy, slender, attractive, and 49. That's the joke. So I figured if I expect women to be honest in their profile, I've got to be more honest in my profile. So I changed it all up, and it now says I love the indoors. I only eat fast food. I exercise, never. And I only take short walks on the beach. I got one response. My ex-wife did. And they said we have nothing in common. I'd like to close out with a segment that I call Dear Professor Grossman. I'm an adjunct professor of communications at Nassau Community College, Suffolk Community College. Along here? How long have you been going? 6 years, 8 years? It's a 2-year school. These are real emails that students have sent. Real emails. Excuses why they're late, why they're absent, why they why they didn't have something in on time. Need my glasses for these. Dear Professor Grossman, I missed class today because I fell down a flight of stairs, broke a collarbone, broke 2 ribs, have a concussion, and lots of bruises on my arms and legs. See you tomorrow. Dear Professor Grossman, I will not be attending class today. I worked a 12-hour shift at the Stony Brook Exxon, which is not my normal shift. During the long hours, my calves are seizing on me, and my face has swollen enormously. And since I always ask for documentation, proof, she says, attached are some photos of me with the Exxon sign in the background so you know I'm not making this up. This is Marielle. Now, this is from an online class I teach. Dear Professor Grossman, sorry for the late notice, but I will not be able to log into class this morning. I'm in Florida with the family, and we're all going out to breakfast tomorrow. Okay. Oh, this one was iffy. Dear Professor Grossman, I apologize for the text I sent to you the other day, as it was meant for my girlfriend. I mean, you're a really good teacher, but I don't love you, and I don't want to do all those things to you. I'm sorry for any confusion or disappointment. And the last one, dear Professor Grossman, please increase my grade from a C to a B. I'm on academic probation, and if I don't get a B, I'll be required to withdraw. If I'm required to withdraw, my student visa will be revoked. If my student visa is revoked, I will have to return to my home country. If I have to return to my home country, I'll be forced into compulsory military service. If I'm forced into compulsory military service, I'll be sent to a border region. And if I'm sent to a border region, I will be killed. And it will be your fault. Because you didn't give me a B.